So in this video I am going to introduce the task 5.3.2 and 5.3.3. Now for this task you need to write an algorithm which shows how we can calculate A plus B and then minus C using the program format you have seen. Now remember, it's a good idea to do this on a calculator first, not to work out how to add the numbers together, but simply because it will help you understand how the accumulator works. So as you can see on page 65, let's pretend that the numbers we are going to put in our calculator are, and I'll lift this a bit so you can see a bit better. So imagine A is going to be 3. Okay, and we are going to add to 3 5, which represents B, and we are going to minus 2. However, it is not as simple as that, because when you would enter these in the calculator, first you would do equals after you enter 3 plus 5, and only after equals would you do minus 2 and then equals again. And this should give you an idea of how these numbers will be represented in the program as you add them to the accumulator. Okay, I'll bring this down a bit. I'll actually move it up to there. Okay, so you can see how the stages reflect. And I also want to explain a few things over here to refresh your memory. Now, star num1, when we use star, that means to store the particular number in a memory location. The other thing you should know is LDA. LDA, as you can see on page 65, means to actually load a number from a specific memory location. But of course, first you must make sure that you have placed the number in the particular memory location using STA. So just to reiterate, first you must use star num1 and put a number in a particular memory location. It is only possible then to load the number. Now one final command which you may see on page 65 is sub, and sub is obvious. That means subtract a number. So for example, imagine the third number which we have entered is num3. If we want to take num3 away from num1 and num2, which in this case would be A and B, or 3 and 5, then we will need to use sub. Okay, I will also begin a little bit of the program to make things a bit clearer if you are having trouble. So the first part of our program, as always, is going to be INP, which means to input the number. The second part of our program is going to be star, should be capitals, num1. Now num1, which we are storing, is of course going to be 3. That number will then be put into a new storage location called num1. Okay. After that, we need to type in INP because we're going to input our second number, which in this case is 5, and then we will need to star num_b, of course. I'll stretch this out a little bit. Okay. Now, once we've done start, and really we should use the same naming system. So we'll call this one num_a. Okay. After this, we will need to start num_c. Now num_c is going to be 2, which is the number we are putting away. Now I believe that is all I'm going to explain about the program on 5.3.2 and 5.3.3. However, I can suggest to you that the next thing you will need to do will involve LDA, because you are going to need to load a number which you've already stored in the accumulator. You'll need to write about twice the number of lines I've written out, but please attempt it yourself, though as always you'll have a full tutorial.